Hey guys, welcome back. I'm finally back home and just in time for Oscar night. That's right, the 92nd Annual Academy Awards has happened and yeah, the results are in. Yeah, there were a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of surprises. I guess let's go ahead and start with the musical presentations that happened throughout the night. Um, Eminem showing up, big surprise there. It was really good to see him back in action doing his thing. It was that was a fun little surprise. Elton John, love Elton John. Whenever he's doing anything, he's amazing. So he came in, did his song that he did for Rocket Man, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I love me some Elton John. Um, Adia, I'm gonna butcher her name, a la John Travolta. Adia Menzel, I forget now. Anyways, her performance was also very good. I loved how they took all the women that dubbed the character in all the different languages, throughout all the other countries. That was really cool. I never saw that before, so they took that song and put a nice little spin on it. That was a really cool surprise. Also, I enjoyed that. Billie Eilish doing the memoriam for all the filmmakers who had passed away in 2019. I'm not a big Billie Eilish fan, but I will say that tonight she did do that section justice, and I quite enjoyed that. So, still not a Billie Eilish fan, but she did well. So, thank you for doing that. Yeah, I mean the musical performances all around were great. They were, for the most part, they were really, really, really good. The comedians and actors who kind of did some of the presenting of the nominees, some of that was pretty cringeworthy. A lot of that was pretty cringeworthy. Some of it was really good, and then some of it was just like, huh, what? Anyways, yeah, that's pretty normal with the Oscars. You've got a lot of great presenters, and you've got those weirdos that just kind of butcher it. But anyways, yeah, that was interesting to say the least. And I'm gonna go ahead and make mention of Kristen Wiig's dress. What the f was that? Okay, moving right along. Let's go ahead and go to the nominees and the winners. I am going to skip around through the sections simply because, one, I didn't see all of these movies, just not enough time in my day to watch every single one of these. I did see most of them, but again, I'm going to go ahead and skip through the juicier parts of the night. I'm gonna hit a lot. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna hit a lot, but I am gonna skip through and get the meatier ones that they did have tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna do this, and if you guys have anything to say about it, please don't hesitate to comment down below. I'd love to have a little discussion down there with you guys. I always enjoy hearing what you guys have, your feedback. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's start this. We're gonna go ahead and start with best sound editing. Now, the winner for this tonight was Donald Silvestri for Ford versus Ferrari. I didn't think that one was going to win. My money was more on David Acord for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and Matthew Wood. I'm sorry. Say what you want to about The Rise of Skywalker, but there's absolutely no denying that Star Wars has got it in the sound department, the music department, the visual department. That's where Star Wars definitely has it nailed down, and I really thought they were going to take it home this year, but they didn't. Again, it went to Ford versus Ferrari, but okay. I mean, that's that. Tell me what you guys think down below. Moving right along, we're going to best makeup and hairstyling. This went to Kazuhiro Tsuji. I'll butcher some names here tonight. And Anne Morgan and Vivian Baker. Again, this was for Bombshell. I'm okay with that. I would have liked to see it go to K. Giorgio. Giorgio? Anyways, however you say that name, I'm sorry about butchering your name, by the way. She did the hair and makeup for Joker, and I thought that was hands down probably some of the best I'd seen all year. But I'm willing to let that slide. It went to Bombshell. So, moving on. Best editing. This went to Andrew Buckland and Michael McCusker for Ford versus Ferrari. I thought it should have gone to Thelma Schoonmaker. She edited The Irishman, and I'm going to tell you right now, The Irishman was a mob epic in every sense of the word. I really feel like that's a hard cookie to edit right there. That's a 3-hour plus movie, and that's a hard movie to edit. And the way that it came out was so beautifully done. It really, really impressed me. And I really think they should have taken a closer look at that. I wasn't quite happy about the Ford versus Ferrari win. Should have gone to The Irishman. But, what can you do? Again, I think The Irishman should have taken that one. Moving right along, we're going to Best Animated Short Film. This went to Hair Love. I haven't seen Hair Love, but one of the ones that I did see on this list was Kit Bull, and I thought Kit Bull was just awesome, was great, very heartfelt, very moving, and I quite honestly would have been happy to see that win. It didn't make the win. I'm gonna have to check out Hair Love, but I'm okay with that. Can't have everything you want, so. Yeah, Hair Love that won that one. That was for Best Animated Short. Best Production Design. This one I was so happy about. This went to Nancy Hay and Barbara Ling for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The production design for this movie was second to none. And I'm so glad that they won this. You're talking about taking Hollywood, today's Hollywood, and transforming it into the 1969 Hollywood. And that is no easy feat. And they did it flawlessly. I mean, from the buildings that were there, they recreated from old photographs, the cars that were driven around, they had to fly in, and everything was super authentic. And they did a very, very, very good job. And I'm very pleased with that win. And I'm glad the Academy recognized them for that. So yeah, that was definitely a positive in my book. Best Costume Design went to Jacqueline Duran, and that was for Little Women. Now, Little Women is a period piece, and traditionally, the period pieces usually are the ones that garner the best costume design, because you're taking old dresses, old suits, from that period. You have to make them authentic, and they go to such amazing lengths to get that done. So that is not really a big surprise there. However, if Mark Bridges for Joker or Christopher Peterson for The Irishman would have won it, I think I would have been a little happier, because I think they were spot on, especially Mark Bridges for Joker. The costume design in that was really well done. But again, Little Women won it, and rightfully so. It was pretty amazing. So, Best Visual Effects. This is one that I kind of had some beef with. 1917 won it, and that went to get ready for this. Dominic Tui, Greg Butler, and Gulami Rakharel. Go ahead and laugh. Anyways, 1917 won for Best Visual Effects. And to be completely honest, I don't know if that should have been the case. My money was on Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, or even Avengers Endgame, because I think those two in the visual effects department are second to none. They looked astounding. It was so good. Both of those movies were so good as far as visual effects go. And 1917, as good as a movie as that is, I just think they stuck the landing better with Star Wars or Avengers Endgame. You know, I will say that 1917, and I think this is how the Academy looks at it too. 1917 had better utilization of the visual effects. So I'm not gonna knock it around too much, but that's the way I think the Academy sees it. Is how do you use those effects? You have to use it to the best of your abilities to win that award. So my hats off to 1917 for that garnered win. But again, Rise of the Skywalker, I think, or Endgame would have been better, but that's okay. Moving right along, we are going to Best Sound Mixing. This, understandably, went to Stuart Wilson and Mark Taylor for 1917. Now, traditionally speaking, the war movies have got a very awesome history of having great sound mixing and sound editing, so it doesn't shock me at all that this one got the win. It did beat out Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think, looking down the list, I think they were justified in giving it to 1917. I'm not going to have any further arguments on that one. But yeah, just letting you know, traditionally, war movies are very popular wins for the sound mixing. Best cinematography. My hat is off to Mr. Roger Deakins for 1917. Roger Deakins is my homeboy, my man. I love this guy. Always loved his movies. He just makes beautiful, living works of art that if you've ever sat down and watched a Roger Deakins movie, you can honestly, you can see what I'm talking about. It's astounding what this man can do with a camera. And I think this is a justified win. However, I think Lawrence Shear for Joker would have been highly acceptable win as well, because I loved the cinematography in Joker. So yeah, if Joker had won, I would have been A-okay with that as well. But Roger Deakins, I love you, buddy. Good win. Well deserved. Let's see. Best original song went to I'm Gonna Love Me Again by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. And yeah, it's Elton John. I mean, what else has to be said about that? You know, he's one of the best. And you know, he's probably on stage saying, "I'd like everybody who came. Thanks for wasting your time. Y'all have a good night." But yeah, Elton John got that one in the bag. So good job for you, sir. Best adapted screenplay went to Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit. This was kind of a shocker to me. But again, Waititi, as a director, as a filmmaker, lately he has really been showing what he's got in every arena: writing, cinematography, just directing. He's good. He's really good, and I'm expecting incredible things from him. So, you know, he won this one for Best Adapted Screenplay. Really shocked me, because I honestly thought that was going to go to Steven Zaillian for The Irishman. Again, really hard to adapt a book, any particular book, into an extremely long feature-length film, and I think that that I was expecting The Irishman to win. But yeah, Waititi won that, and I think good on you, sir. And I'm looking forward to anything else that you do next, because you're gold, man. Yeah. All right, best original screenplay went to Han Jin-won for Parasite. Also Bong Joon-ho. Now, I'm going to be completely real with you guys. Parasite was the only major movie that I did not see. And I'm really kicking myself in the butt for not seeing it, because this film garnered 3 other Academy Awards, major Academy Awards this year. And I can't honestly back it up with saying I've seen it. So I'm not going to judge it too harshly in this particular category. Honestly, I thought Quentin Tarantino was going to take it for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because, again, Quentin Tarantino is just the master of excellent screenplays. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to look into that. And, I will. At some future point, very soon, I'm going to watch this movie, Parasite, and I'm going to do a review on it. And go into some really good discussions there. Only one I didn't watch. I cannot believe that. Moving right along. Best foreign language film. Parasite. Okay, enough said about that. Best animated feature went to Toy Story. The acceptors were Josh Cooley, Jonas Rivera, and Mark Nielsen. This was a justified win. I really enjoyed Toy Story 4. It's the most fun I've had in an animated movie in quite some time. So that was good. I think that was a really good win. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the other contenders, and I think that was the best choice. So good job, Toy Story 4. Best original music score. This one I was extremely happy about. This went to Hildur Gontardar. I can't say her last name, so I'm gonna stop there. I'm sorry for butchering her name, but congratulations. She was the composer on Joker, and this movie had a great score, haunting score, and I was very pleased with it. So I'm very happy that the Academy was aware of this, took it into consideration, and gave it the win because it deserved it. The other ones that I kind of thought Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was going to take it because, let's be honest, it's John Williams. Who doesn't love John Williams? Never lets me down. Love that guy. Was surprised that he didn't take it home, but I'm glad they gave it to Joker as a second. So I'm okay with that call. All right, here we go. We're getting to the nitty gritty, guys. So pardon me for 1 second. I'm going to take a swig of water because this is going to get intense. Me. Okay. Here we go. Best director category. This was rough. This was hard to watch because you had some of the greatest talent that the film industry has today on display here. You had Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Love this guy. Gold. Most of his movies are just phenomenal. I'm going to say pretty much all of his movies are phenomenal. Todd Phillips, Joker, was an astoundingly good movie. It totally turned my eyes. I look at him in a different light now. He's not just a guy who makes raunchy comedies like The Hangover or Old School or Road Trip. That's not him anymore. He has elevated himself to a level on par with Scorsese. Speaking of which, Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. Sam Mendes for 1917. That is rough, man. That is a hard nut to crack there. I mean, this is probably the closest race for an award I've seen in a very long time with the Academy. And quite honestly, I'll tell you what I want, and then I'll tell you who won. I wanted Quentin Tarantino to take home the win for Best Director. One, because he's never won it for directing. He's won it for screenplay a couple of times, but never has he won it for Best Directing, and I think he's overdue. Or give it to Todd Phillips, who blew us all away with Joker. A phenomenal movie. I wanted one of those two right there. Or Martin Scorsese. He's my man. He's the reason I got into movies in the first place. He is responsible for every love and passion that I have for film in all its facets. The guy's a legend. And tonight, when they were announcing the award, they gave him, he didn't win. I'm going to let you know that right now. He did not win. But they stood and gave him a resounding applause, okay? And he deserves it. Everyone in that room knows who he is and appreciates what he does. And he's just the master. He is the epitome of what all directors strive to be. And he didn't win tonight. And that's a bummer. It's a bummer. It eventually, it went to Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Again, didn't see Parasite. Kicking myself repeatedly for not seeing Parasite. I'm going to have to. But even the director of that movie, Mr. Bong Joon-ho, just gave his utmost respect to Martin Scorsese for his win. He said he studied his movies and loves Scorsese and, modeled his career after the man. That's how much respect Scorsese garners. And I got to see this guy's movie now. Anybody who loses out to Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino or even Sam Mendes is just, it's got to be a work of art. So I'm very excited to watch it. It will happen. I will review it. Don't worry. All right, moving on. Best Supporting Actress. This went to Laura Dern for Marriage Story. I think that was a good win, honestly. The other people on the list, I think Scarlett Johansson would have been a pretty good pick. She's never won, so that would be really cool if she did. But Laura Dern, she's an excellent actress, and I'm glad she won it. I think it was well deserved, so congratulations. All right, here we go with another one. Best Actress. This went to Renee Zellweger for the movie Judy. And Renee Zellweger is actually from my town, and it's good to see someone from my town kind of make good with her life and do something extremely meaningful. And not only has she won an Academy Award tonight, she's already had another win. So she's a two-time Academy Award winner. So congratulations, Renee Zellweger, for that. Her movie, Judy, was another one that I didn't see. I'm going to watch it. I've got to check it out. The other people on the list, again, Scarlett Johansson was on this list. She was in 2 different categories, didn't win. It's a bummer. I'd like to see her kind of get her just desserts at some point. But Renee Zellweger, we already know what you're made of. You're made of awesomeness. So good on you. I'm going to check out Judy and definitely see what's going on there. So congratulations, Miss Zellweger. Moving on to Best Supporting Actor. This went to Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I personally was voting for Al Pacino for The Irishman. Al Pacino did an incredible job there, and this was also in a very, very competitive category because you had Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes, Joe Pesci also for The Irishman, and Al Pacino for Irishman, and Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And those are some pretty impressive talents right there. But Al Pacino didn't win it. It eventually went to Brad Pitt, and honestly, Brad Pitt was a good second pick. I think I would have picked him had it not been Al Pacino. If it wasn't Al Pacino, then Brad Pitt's a good second. He definitely deserved it. It's his best work since Assassination of Jesse James. I've said that before, and I still stand by that. But he did a great job as Cliff Booth in the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So congratulations, sir. Moving on to Best Actor. This one, so great. Joaquin Phoenix won for Joker. And again, was up with some very stiff competition with Leo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for Adam Driver in Marriage Story, and so on and so forth. Those were all great performances, but no one can doubt the insane talent that he put in front of the camera for Joker. That was amazing. That was astounding. It was perfect. The portrayal of that character was just spot on and haunting. And the emotions that he made me feel watching that movie was amazing. I had a roller coaster of emotions, and to me, that is the mark of an insanely good movie, of insanely good acting, and that's what happened. I went on an emotional roller coaster ride with that movie, and I have Joaquin Phoenix to thank for that. Yeah, and I am gonna do a review on Joker pretty soon. I just been backed up. I've gotten home. I will get on this stuff. I promise, people. Promise. But let me know what you guys thought about that particular win down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so on to the main event. All right, Best Picture. All right. In the end, Best Picture of 2019 went to Parasite. Now, traditionally speaking, if the director of a particular movie wins Best Director, that movie usually, there's been spots where it hasn't, there's been times where it hasn't, usually the movie that the director's involved with, Best Director, is going to also win for Best Picture. That movie will win for Best Picture, usually. And this is just the case with Parasite. Again, kicking myself repeatedly for not seeing this movie yet. I will, I promise. But apparently it's that good. It's just a work of art, and it won Best Picture this year. It was up against 1917, Ford versus Ferrari, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, Little Women, Jojo Rabbit, and Marriage Story. And I really, really was rooting for Joker to win this one. I really, I surprised myself this year. I really went off of my Scorsese fan fanatic. He's my idol. Scorsese is my idol. And I really kind of veered away from it this year because of all of the magnificent talent that was on display in these other movies. I really wanted Joker to win this one because if it had won, it would have been the very first ever comic book based film to win an Academy Award. It hasn't happened yet. And I think Joker would have been the perfect movie to start that trend. It didn't work. It didn't win. But I really wanted it to. I really think it deserved it. But all these movies on this list for Best Picture are just incredible. I need to see Parasite. I will see Parasite. And I will review it and, send it out to you guys. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's it. That's all she wrote for the Academy Awards, for the 92nd Academy Awards. Like I said, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of surprises. I had fun this year watching it. I really did. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys thought down below. I'd love to hear back from you guys. I'd love to have some discussions, some friendly discussions down there in the comments. Yeah, I mean, it was a wild and crazy year for movies in 2019, and there you go. You have the winners there. So yeah, I mean, some of them I was happy with, and then some of them I wasn't too happy with. But like I said, yeah, it is what it is, and I can honestly say this is probably one of the more enjoyable Academy Awards I've seen in quite some time. So I can definitely say that I was entertained with the award show. Overall, as a whole, good job, guys. I think you guys at the Academy did a very, very, very good job this year. And yeah, look forward to that Parasite review. I got more stuff coming at you guys very soon. I've got a game review coming. I've got more movie reviews coming. I got so much to do. But anyways, that's it for the Academy Awards, the 92nd Academy Awards. Again, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and leave you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and ding the bell if you haven't so you can get notified. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, it's been a great ride, and I will see you guys very, very soon on my next review, and you'll have a good night. Thank you so much for watching.